Now Iceland's been urged to pay British savers their money back. The Chancellor, Alistair Darling, urged Iceland to reimburse the money as soon as possible. Iceland's Parliament agreed last week to hand over more than £5 billion to Britain and the Netherlands, but its president is facing growing pressure to veto the bill. Here's our economics correspondent, Faisal Islam.
Iceland's relationship with Britain has been sorely tested over the past year, but today the credit crunch freeze was chilling links between the countries again. Over the weekend, a petition signed by a quarter of Iceland's voting population was delivered to their president, telling him not to approve a key law which would by 2024 compensate the UK for £2.3 billion of British savers' money lost in the collapse of the Icesave internet bank. It was from these offices in the city that most of Iceland's banking assault upon the UK savings market was masterminded. It was wildly successful, netting £8 billion of ordinary British savers' money. But when they went bust, the British government had to step in, and up until now it's been a question of when, not if, the UK will be paid back. Icesave's British savers should have had up to £18,000 each reimbursed by the Icelandic state. Nearly 2 years ago, the then Icelandic central bank governor told Channel 4 News that UK savers and the UK government had nothing to worry about.
The Icelandic economy, the state being debtless, this would not be too much for the state to swallow, if it would like to swallow it.
But Iceland could never have afforded an amount worth 25% of its national income, and the UK Treasury stepped in instead. Today the Chancellor delivered a clear message for the Icelandic people.
What I would say to people in Iceland is that I know this is difficult, but you have to recognise that the British government had to step in to deal with a very difficult situation to protect savers in the Icelandic banks. What we're asking is that there is a reimbursement. It is over a reasonable time period, and it's one an agreement's been reached with us and the Dutch government, and I really think it should be implemented.
It's dredging up memories of the 1970s cod wars with Iceland, but the financial diplomacy that's replaced fishing diplomacy has been much tougher for Iceland. Britain linked support for an IMF bailout of Iceland to the repayment of the Icesave debts, so the country's financial rehabilitation depends on a deal.
But the longer it goes on, the more these uncertainties will persist. And we already have financial markets nervous about other deals, for example, with the financial crisis in Greece as well, and potentially other countries too, which may be back on the table in the next few months. So Iceland really, in its own interest, should try to get some kind of deal wrapped up fairly quickly.
What particularly offends protesters in Iceland is that they will for decades be repaying debts incurred by reckless bankers. The steep debt interest repayments will be more than their health budget. It's £8,000 per Icelander owed to the UK in total, and that's why the country's president has so far refused to sign the compensation deal.